Getting the names to come up.
Hi, Janet. How are you today? Good to see you here. So we have two people on. I'm sorry for the early start, guys. It's just that I have a very hectic day today. Tomorrow I'm doing things with my son, and Sunday after the Bears games, I'm going to be with my 5 grandkids, taking them out looking at Christmas lights. So it's going to be a whirlwind weekend for me. I'm hoping that we get some very, very good news, which I'm going to talk about in a little bit. And I know for some of yous, it's only 11 o'clock in the morning on the West Coast. On the East Coast, it's 2. I wanted to wait until 1 to kind of get it to where Central Time and Eastern Times lunches are over. Hi, Donna. Good to see you here. I wanted to do that and not interfere with the West Coast for their lunchtime. So we're going to talk to the kids real quick. Good to see you, Jeffrey. We're gonna talk to the kids, and Jimmy, you've been posting a lot, and this has got to be a very, very tough time for you. I had a message from your dad last night, and we discussed a few things, and I asked him to do a few things, and I have not been on today to see if he did, but I've got some information about the bids that I want to talk about, and then your brothers and sisters. I hope that you guys can remember Mommy would want you to celebrate Christmas. She loved this holiday. And I hope that, you can get it in your hearts and do it for her, because she'll be there. You know that. Patriot 11. I keep driving around looking for ranches and places that I could buy to put a ranch, but my cowboy's not been talking to me. I hope and pray everything's okay with you and the grandparents and your family. But at this point, I don't know. Patriot, Karate Kid, and Wyatt Earp, I'm waiting for my message from you guys to wish me a Merry Christmas. So I'll wish you one right now. And this is a Merry Christmas to all the kids. Now, we'll be on Monday night. I believe Tuesday is Christmas Eve. We don't do a show, but Wednesday night is Christmas night. We may do a show. I mean, by 7 o'clock, my Christmas is pretty much, actually, once I open gifts with my grandkids, when I finish that, my day is pretty much done. My son's going to make a meal, and my daughter's going to have something on the Thursday, but since my mom passed away, Christmas isn't what it used to be. She was the glue to our family as far as Christmas went. And yes, I have the grandkids and the kids and family members that I buy presents for, and I try to do the best I can and give them a great Christmas. But, I can't wait till we actually get to where everybody can enjoy Christmas. Well, Bill, we ain't gonna worry about that, because we all know that no matter what they say we're getting. And I'm going to discuss that about the Social Security and the things that's going on. But I seen you say that, and I want to acknowledge you. Paula, we all pray that we all have a Merry Christmas, but thank you for saying that. Patriot Princess, our queen, and Patriot Hunter, your brother, we know you're going to have a great Christmas, and thank you for putting that up, Janet. Jana, all I can say is go Hoosiers. Go Hoosiers. Big Ten rules. It's funny because I'll get into that too about the Big Ten ruling. But we have a situation where Patriot Boogie, Boogs, Boogaloo, Boogaroo. Grandpa put some pictures up. They got a lot of beautiful, beautiful opinions coming back, and we love it when we see the pictures like that. Shell Cruise, Merry Christmas. Thank you. Merry Christmas back to you. Merry Christmas to all. I can't wait if I do a show Christmas night. Say, there we go. I'm going to do the do. But if I do a show Christmas Eve, I can't wait to tell you Merry Christmas as I sign off. Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night. You got to have fun, guys. There's so much stuff going on, but, Patriot Little Leona and Little Ilana, wow. You're at the age now that you're starting to notice the trees, the presents, and you must be getting very, very excited. And I know your grandparents and your great-grandparents, your parents will take great care of you. As I said, you're in great hands, Patriot, I think I just mentioned Boogs. Yeah, Boogs, Boogaloo. So I think all I have left is my grandkids. Patriot Super Gymnast. For those of you that follow me on Facebook, you've probably seen my post. For those of you that follow my daughter, you've probably seen her post. And to say I'm a proud grandpa, wow. Unbelievable. This little girl just received an award yesterday as the student of the month of December in her junior high that runs 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. She was the best student out of 4 classes, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. And there's a lot of kids in them 4 classes. I think she said they have 3 5th grade classes. So there's got to be 60 to 65 kids in her class. And if you take that times 4 classes, to be number 1 in a month as a 5th grader, yeah, I'm a proud papa. Congratulations, sweetie. I love you with all my heart. I even took her out and bought her ice cream. And I got a story about cheering people up at this time of year. It came a lot with a recommendation of Patriot Super Gymnast. Patriots5, I think the kid's going to be a decent athlete, because even as cold as it was, he comes home yesterday, he puts his cleats out, and he goes out and he just throws the football up in the air, up in the air, up in the air. In the summertime, he's constantly got a baseball in his hand, throwing it, doing whatever he can. And I try to teach him to throw a rubber ball up on the roof of the garage and run it down when it bounces, run it down and catch it like a fly ball. That's how I learned to play ball. That plus I had 2 brothers that was older than me that taught me. He's quite a young man. Patriot Small Hank is getting better and better in his martial arts, Patriot martial arts. He had a concert the other night. And you try to tell him, lay down and rest a little bit before the concert. Oh, no. I'm going to watch cartoons or I'm going to play. Man, on them last couple songs, he's up there. He yawned more than he sung, but, they did a great job. He's a good little guy. Patriot little monkey. Her daddy took a vacation day today so he could take her to school. And then he was going to pick her up, and she told her mommy, she said, Mom, I think it's a good idea for my daddy to take me to school. I really look forward to that. But my grandpa is supposed to pick me up. So why don't he pick me up and daddy can go in and finish our Christmas shopping, because he has been so busy working, he hasn't had time to buy us Christmas presents yet. That comes from a 4-year-old. Plus the fact that she likes me and her cuddle when she takes her nap, and she loves to cuddle. Then we have Patriot little Kira that whenever she wants candy, she comes up and she says, Grandpa, come on, come on. She takes me by the hand. She leads me to the cabinet. She opens it up and she points at the bowl of candy. I take it out and I hand it, let her pick out a sucker or whatever she wants. She goes back in. Her mom says, I told you no. She says, Grandpa says yes. What do? I spoil them. The 5 grandkids that I just mentioned, I will be taking them Sunday after the Bears game out to lunch. And then we're going to go driving around, probably drive about 100 miles looking at Christmas lights. That does it for the kids. I hope all of you have a Merry Christmas. And just in case something happens over the weekend that maybe we're not able to do a show and I don't do another kids segment, Merry Christmas to each and every child in the world. So let's say the pledge and do the song and then get into the show. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Oh, if I reset you this afternoon, you can get 444 and 555. We got them all. I got 11. I got 111, 222, and 233.
I can't get the ones on Facebook. They won't bring you our every club. Everybody else club.
I thank my lucky stars to be living here today, where the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, oh, from sea to shining sea. From Detroit down to Houston, New York to LA, where there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say, oh, and I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I'd rather stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt of this land. God bless the USA.
There's noticing on the screen. That's what they're really happy. I love this with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you're doing present sound. I don't know what's going to happen. But I'm just maybe like tonight I took a picture of me and him. So I can show you. Two seconds right here. Yes, God bless the USA. I'm proud to be an American. And I am, guys. I get depressed just like everybody else. I get aggravated just like everybody else. But, you know, we got to keep going. We've come too far to say we're not going to keep going. So, prayers go out to everybody who needs help. A couple of them, of our members here, have lost family members, and that's the toughest thing. To lose a family member this close to a major holiday, to lose a family member anytime, it's a terrible thing. So just keep all our members in prayer. It doesn't take long just to talk to God and say a little prayer and just say, keep all of the Patriot 5 and Patriot 6 family and members in your thoughts, Lord, and look after them. Send an angel to sit on their shoulders. But before I go any further, I want to clear some things up. I guess I offended some people when I talked about a lady the other night. A lady who said some things that I was told by 10 different people that follow this show that she said it. I watched Mark Z acknowledge it. And I was told that I needed to come on this show and make things right with her. Well, I may lose a follower, but for me to come on and apologize to that lady, you stand a better chance of hell freezing over. And if people don't understand my feelings, what she said to me, what she did to me, what she wrote me, what she called me, in my book, she's not even a woman. Because women don't talk like that. And believe me, I worked in a factory for 30 years, so I know what women can do. But I wanted to address it here because I didn't appreciate someone coming into our chat, not our chat, our messages, to leave a message and calling me out to make it right. Well, I'm making it right. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I don't like this lady. I think she's phony. I think she's a loudmouth. And I think she will say whatever she has to say, whenever she has to say it to make her look good. She almost killed our show. But you know, it's funny because me and Ron were going to get rid of her. But the day that we decided to get rid of her, you guys got rid of her. We sat back and just watched you guys tell her where to go. So I don't mind if you come to me and say, hey, did you hear what she said? If you want to tell me. But this is the last time I talk about this lady on this show. It's not worth my energy to even think about her. She'll get hers. She can act all religious. She can, people can tell me she didn't say this, she said this. Well, you know what? One person tells me she said this, 10 people tells me she said this, and one of the most renowned people out there in Mark Z says it, and even shook his head like, do what you want to do. But I do want to talk about the going to banks. And I don't know 100% what's right, 100% what's wrong. If I did, I'd let you know. But I can only give you what I've been told, the things that I understand. And that's if you pick up your phone, ring, ring. Yes, Chase Bank. This is Ralph Anderson. Are you exchanging dinar? And what is the rate? Well, sure, sir. If you want to come in, we can make arrangements to exchange. And right now, we're giving $1.01 for each one. Well, I have 5 million of them, which I don't, but I'm just pretending here. I have 5 million of them. He said, well, sir, then in your bank account, you'll get $5 million. Wow. You going to jump? You going to go? Do you have Dong? Do you have Zim? Do you have Bolivar? Do you have Rupia? Do you have any other currency? Because if you do, you can go. You can get your 5 million. If you've got Zim and you've got humanitarian projects you want to do, kiss them in the butt goodbye because they're gone. Because once you go any bank and cash in, you only get one chance. Because if you try to do it again, it's called double dipping and they won't allow it. Which, you know, there's so many ways around this. I'm not going to do it. I mean, I'm not going to take any chance of ruining anything that Ron, myself, and my brother Russ have. We prepared ourselves before. I have no idea, you know, of what, I have no intention of going and trying to double dip. You've had 20 years to buy currency. You know, it's not that expensive. Someone says, you mean to tell me we might only get $1 for every dinar we have? How much you pay for them? You know, I guarantee you're going to get 20 times what you paid for them, depending on how many you bought. And I do have something to read about the Zim that someone sent me over. We'll get into that. But I just wanted to touch base with that, guys. You have the opportunity. If you need the money really, really bad, do it. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just telling you, I have heard many, 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 many times you get one time. And if you choose to go to a bank, but let me ask you this. If it hasn't actually started that, why would a bank be willing to pay you $1 right now? Why? Because they know that when it comes out, at the least, it's probably going to go for around $4. So then if you go in there, they'd be paying you $4. But whoa, wait a minute. If the bank has it in their possession, now they're going to get the $4. Think about it. You have 5 million. The bank gives you $5 million. They'll probably put some stipulations on it so you can't get all 5 million right then, but you can have enough to really live comfortably. But then maybe in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 2 days, 3 days, 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever, all of a sudden, oh, we get the 800 numbers. Oh, we can call the redemption centers. Oh, we can do this. And we could go to the redemption center and maybe get $15 for them. Or you could go to that same bank and maybe get $4 or $5 for them. Well, if the bank has them, they're theirs. They're the ones that get the money. Well, sure, they're going to do that. Because they're not going to take and put $5 million in your hand. That ain't going to happen. So there you have it. Do what you want to do. The song says you got to do what you want to do and be what you want to be. You know, Paula, glad you're here. Paula, work. My granddaughter told me yesterday.
She don't have no currency.
Pardon me?
She said she don't have no currency.
Well, it's not too late, Paula. Someone asked me the other day, they sent me a message, and I didn't ignore it. But the golden bonds, the ones that Wolvie tries to tell you he has, and it's not too late. I went on Google and I did a search for them, and I'd ordered 10 of them. They come in quintillion. I have no idea what a quintillion is. I know it's more than a quadrillion, and a quadrillion is after a trillion. And someone asked me the other day, what do you think the value of them is going to be? And my feelings is if it's 1/100th of a penny for each dollar, we're going to have more money than the hat. I don't know. I would imagine they're going to do something with them the same way that they're going to do with the Zimbons. But, I don't know. I respect Wolvie because, guys, it's like this, guys. The guys, if you want to take a chance, you get some of these. Well, I knew coming from Australia, I probably wouldn't have time to get them. So I ordered from a guy in Pennsylvania, and he sent them right out. Boom. I was supposed to have them. I ordered them on the 19th of November, and I was supposed to have them before Thanksgiving, and I did not get them. When we started doing a Trace, me and this gentleman, we found out that they made it all the way to Chicago. But then all we could find out was they're in transition to the next location, but they're running late. And for 4 days, that's all it said. He finally called that post office in Chicago, and they told him, well, them went out, and he said, let us do a check. And they did the check, and they was in Africa. So he said, Ralph, I'll send you 10 more out. If the other ones ever get to you from Africa, you can have them both. Okay. He sent them out, and the second ones he sent out, I had within 3 or 4 days. About 3 days ago, I got the ones from Africa. So, I've got 21 quintillion or whatever it is. If I would have thought, I would have pulled them out of where I would keep our stuff, and I would have showed you what they look like. But Wolvie does mean well. But see, the thing of it is, John, Wolvie means well, but see, Wolvie loves to go out and talk like I do too. But when I talk, if you guys start talking bad about me, hey, how can I get mad giving you information and it doesn't come true? When you call me out, it doesn't come true. Because I just love it when people call me out for selling information on here, and I go back and check, and I go, whoa, they was the ones that sent me that information. My son, who is not into this movement, he makes really good money. So, where I'm down here, he's up here. That's his feelings. He got a lot of my attributes, my great looks, my astute body. He got a lot of that from me. But the greedy part he got from his mother. God rest her soul. Oh, no, that's right. She ain't dead yet. Some might say wishful thinking there. No. Like I said, as the song said, she went her own way. Thank God. Every day I do. But I want to talk to you about the hat a little bit. But I don't know where to begin. There's a guy there's this young punk on TikTok. Can someone tell me that he's been in office now for 6 weeks and he's done nothing? Well, technically speaking, he's not in office. So I asked this kid, I said, then you're backing these other people. Is that correct? And he answered me with a yes. I said, well, when did they turn into Casper the Friendly Ghost and Casper's best buddy? I don't understand your point. When is the last time you've seen these two idiots? He goes, you know you're talking about the President of the United States. I said, maybe yours, but not mine. 4 years, I have never once acknowledged that man. Never once, and I never will. And then we want to talk about stupidity. It's a shame when people compare her to a hyena, because it is really a cut down to that hyena. Thank God people were smart enough to get out and work their butts off. People like us in this group, people like Charlie Kirk, who worked, and this man deserves something in the cabinet. He's amazing if you follow him. Merry early Christmas to you, Mac. Well, a lot of Merry Christmases going on. Guys, we're going to do a show Monday night.
Merry Christmas.
I need someone to come up from now until Monday afternoon. Now, Janet has posted my Yahoo email, and I need someone to come up with a title, a Christmas title for Monday's show. Now, I can't pick the winner. So since Janet is the one who is making sure that you guys get my email, I'm going to ask Janet to send me an email. And every one of you that send an email to me with a title, I'm going to send them over to Janet, and she's going to pick this title for the show and tell me who it is. That person will win a Make America Great hat again. And since I picked Janet, she will win a great Make America Great hat again. Just a little something to have a little fun. I really wish I could offer everybody one, but I don't have enough. But I could. I might order some more. I think we all need to have Make America Great hats again. I've given so many hats away. There's a little girl over at the store in Herscher. And I had one of my sparkly hats on the other day. She said, man, if I had a hat like that, I'd wear it all the time. I walked out to my car. I walked back in. I handed her a hat. She said, are you joking? I said, I expect to see it. Well, they won't let her wear it at work. But when I was over there the other day, she looked at me and she said, I wear it all the time. I said, you don't have it on now. They won't let me wear it here. But she walked back after she waited on me. She said, don't leave. I got to show you something. There was nobody other customer, so she walked back to her locker, opened it, walked back out, and showed me she had her hat. And she said, I will be wearing it home. She said, I wore it to school, and they got a little mad at me because they think something is political. Make America great again. That's political. I mean, the man already has the #1 dance in the world. Everybody doing it. But anyway, I did want to talk to him a little bit. Might be. John, you're right. We might be at this, you know, and if that's the case, I don't know. John's going to be at the center Monday and on the bed Tuesday. I like your way of thinking, buddy. Paula, Merry Christmas to you too. But anyway, what I wanted to talk about the hat about, and I'm not going to go the way that one kid did, but, you know, there is times, guys, that I have thought since this election that he used us. You know, I know he's doing things that we don't see, but that's been the excuse now for the last 4 years. He's doing things. He's not giving up on us. He's 10 steps ahead of everybody. How about we just get 3 or 4 steps ahead and let some of us slower people know the truth? Just one, yesterday, I got home from babysitting the little monkey, picked up my little dog, said to Ron, I'm going home and laying down for a little bit. I'll come back in a little bit, make supper, and we'll talk. I just laid down and my phone goes ding, ding, ling, 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 ding, ding, ling, 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 ding, ding, ling, ling, ling. I wasn't going to answer it. And then I seen it was Savior. And I thought, well, I do need to pick me up. So I answered and she said, Ralph. I said, yeah, what's up? She goes, have you seen what Wolvie said? I said, I haven't seen anything about Wolvie today. What's up? You got to go to your Telegram page and it's in green. And you got to listen to what he's got to say. It's not very long. And she starts to tell me. I said, Savior, slow down a little bit. You're going so fast, I can't keep up with you. So she slowed down. She got her breath. She told me what he said. And here's what he said, because I went and listened to it. It doesn't look like it's going to happen like we want it by Christmas Day. But the hat still wants us to have money. So everybody within the next, I don't remember how many hours he said, everybody's bank account will get between $30,000 and $50,000 put in it. I said, what? So I went and I listened to it again. I'm laying on that bed and I go, you got to be joking, right? And I went and listened to it. I've listened to it 5 times. And you know what? Every time I've listened to it, he said the same thing. Now, he told me he was waiting for another call to tell us exactly when it was going to be. But I haven't got the call yet. So, guys, all I can say, is just hang in there. Would I take $30,000 to $50,000 right now? Paula, would you take 30? John, would you take 30? Papa G? Labrador? Janet? We'd all take it, right? It's not what we really want. But boy, just giving us that little token of appreciation. And it's sad because all of the ways that all of us, our money situations are. Hi, Susie Q. Merry Christmas to you. And Bill Woods, too. I don't know everybody's money situation, but I know $30,000 to $50,000 to me. Just knowing it's there would make a world of difference. And then me and Ron got talking because, there's always greed in everything. And here, there's Ann Hummer and Russ and Janet and John. And, I don't know how many of you are married, how many of you got a significant second. But here's all of us in here giving up our time, doing what we're doing as patriots. And here's people like my brother Russ and his wife, my daughter and her husband, my son and his wife. And there's so many people. I mean, I could go, like the song says, I could go on and on and on of people that when you talk to them, Bill Woods, how many times have you tried to talk to somebody and they thought you're crazy and laughed at you? Or they might not laugh at your face, but then when they walk away, they get in a little group of others and they all start laughing. And you know what they're laughing about, but they don't have the kahunas to laugh at your face. How many people here have had that happen to them? But yet if you're single, you get 30, but with them being married and not knowing one thing what's going on, they're going to get 60. And more power to them. Let them have 75. Because see, once they get it, when I go to my son, when I go to my daughter-in-law, when I go to my daughter, when I go to my brother and his wife, and when I go to all of these people and say, I told you so, and not in a way that we was getting very nasty at one time on this show. But if I go and say, guys, I've told you this, what do you think about the hat now? What do you think about it now? He didn't give you, as John was saying a little bit ago, he didn't give you a 2.5% raise, senior citizens. He give you $30,000 to $50,000 for each you and your spouse. This is the man you've cut down, and supposedly he's not even in office, and he's already did 150,000 times more for you right now than them other idiots did in 4 years. And I get compassion, guys, and when my voice starts to raise, because I know in my heart we're that close. I was so disappointed. And I bet Papa G was too when he got up this morning. I bet he was so disappointed when we didn't have nothing. And Ron, when I come down, Ron looked at me and he was shaking his head like this. I said, what's the matter? He said, just once I'd like to see Wolvie and Bruce be right about something. And I looked and I said, yeah, me too. But I said, Ron, I bet you just once Bruce and Wolvie would like to be right about something, because it only has to happen once. And would that take pressure off? Sure, we'll sign NDAs at the Redemption Center. Sure, we'll have to keep our mouths shut. Nobody's listened to us for all these years. Shouldn't be hard to keep our mouths shut to these people. Now, if they've got, take my son and his wife, they get $50,000 each. They get $100,000. They're not going to say nothing to me. They say something, I say, that's the guy that you don't like, got it for you. What's that saying? How do you like me now? How do you like me now? That should be a new phrase that the hat comes up with when he does something and he really opens up and makes America great again. When he does all these things, he should just stand up there and say, well, how do you like me now? Miss St. John. I figured you would. I think we all would. Yeah, Bill, you can't count him. That's right. And I know today's show is a little different than a lot of the times, guys, because we're talking about what has to happen, what needs to happen. But right now, I'm just trying to build up because, we deserve this. We were chosen for this. Why? Miss St. John, have you ever wondered why you was chosen to be here? Who is Patriot 5? Who is Patriot 6? But you chose to come in and find out and listen on a Friday afternoon, the last Friday before Christmas, when you could be out there pulling your hair out. See, I had such a bad time Christmas shopping this year. It was so nerve-wracking because when you go into Walmart now, you got to bring your own cart in. You got to go get carts for other people. You got to check yourself out. Then they want to see your receipt. And I said, it ain't going to happen. But I went and I looked at the manager and I says, what time do you want me back tonight? And he said, for what? I said, to stock the shelves. We might as well do it all. It's sad. I can't find a job. I can't find, and I'm not, if you don't have a job, and I'm not talking, I know a lot of people. I can't find a job. I can't find a job. Really? Why not?
I've been a good worker at Walmart.
I
know how to stand around.
You easily can go into just about any place and find a job. And now it sounds like sometime in January, they're going to get it passed that minimum wage in Illinois is going to go up to $15 an hour. $15 an hour. I worked at a factory for over 20 years before I made $15 an hour. Some people never made it. Some people, the day that the factory was built, they started working. They worked 45 years there before they finally retired and never made $15 an hour. Now, things were cheaper back then. And don't get me wrong, when this guy says, what has he done for us? He's been in office. He's not been in office. Well, that they know. They only say it, but they don't really know that he's been in charge. My son looked at me the other day and says, I talked to him about the Brunson case. I said, it was settled on the 10th. Why is mainstream media news not announcing it? He says, well, what are you saying? I says, and this is a straight A student in high school. I said, with the Brunson case being settled, it means that the hat is the acting president. He said, well, that means that what he just won, he can't go ahead and do because that would give him 3 terms. And I said, really? You're really going to consider a term from the middle of December to the 20th of January, a term? And I said, and you do know that legally a president can serve at least 10 years, if be it. And I just got such a rush go through me, see, because my son was a straight A student. He got 1 B plus. He missed by 1 point. He got a 91 on one subject, and it kept him from being valedictorian. And that was a college subject that he shouldn't have even been taken because it wasn't even in the field he was going to go into. But his mother said, oh, you got to take it. You got to take it. You know, she didn't give him much motherly advice. Why did he listen to that? But anyway, let's see what we got and move forward. I forgot what I was looking for. Oh.
Read that one about Medicaid.
Here's something from Wolverine just came out. The new rates are still there, still there and live. VIPs are still exchanging. A guy had over $200 million and got $7.20 for the rest. He got $12 for the first 50 million dong, $3.50 for the rest. Zim got, I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 zeros, 0.6022 for 5-year payout. Everyone is sitting in New York and not leaving until it's live. See, okay, guys, I want to discuss that. The VIPs are still exchanging. If we're going to call people VIPs, then why did we get the hat reelected? Because remember, he says everyone's created equal. The Bible says everyone's created equal. But for years, people like us have never been treated equal to the rich. So it's because he's rich, his buddy Elon is rich, they got to take care of the rich first, the VIPs. No, everybody should go. Because I'm tired of reading stories about people who are already multimillionaires, maybe even billionaires, exchanging theirs, and now they're quadrillionaires. No, it's time that the right thing is done. Quit playing golf with your granddaughter and be the man that we elected you to be. I think there was something else in here that I wanted to read real quick. Wolvie also says another platform is about ready to start. Guys, it's all good news, guys. Wolvie is on top of this. But evidently he can't tell us what the platform is. So now what did you want me to read, Ron?
About the Medicaid and Medicare, the prices. You know,
Yeah. I got to find it.
from 2020.
You know, I got to find it. Okay. Wednesday, I'm going to start off with this. Restored Republic, Wednesday 18th, this 2024. What's really happening? The Hat and White Hats have signed a global peace treaty, GESARA, NESARA. But don't be fooled by the so-called peace. This is not a typical treaty. It's a trap for the enemy. They surrendered a long time ago, but that hasn't been made public. Why? because we are in the final stages of a secret war. It might look like the hat is working with Zionist enemies in Israel, but here's the truth. The global alliance has already outmaneuvered them. The elites pulling the strings, the ones at the very top, have already fallen. The Rothschilds, Rockefellers, Gates, they are all under control now. They still parade around in public pretending to hold power, but it's all for show. The hat hasn't joined them, he's replaced them. He's the true leader now, not just of America, but of the entire world. He's taken down the puppet masters and seized the throne. The Zionists and their puppets have no choice but to obey. The king has returned. The light is breaking through the darkness. But remember, this is all a grand strategy in war. You don't reveal your hand until the moment of the final blow. Right now, the hat holds all the cards. You need to hold the line, stay strong, stay silent. The storm hasn't passed, it's only building. And when the final act unfolds, the world will see who truly won. The enemy won't even know what hit them until it's far too late. The storm is here, the plan is in motion. Trust it. John F. Kennedy says, God bless the USA. Intel only from Bruce last night. Bruce is just saying he still believes this heavenly blessing is still coming before Christmas. We got a nice change and positive in the right direction. We had heard that RC staff would be on call today and tomorrow and respond if we had a number and be in there in an hour and a half and ready to go, set appointments. And tomorrow they are going at 10 a.m. and on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday at 9 a.m., both morning, and on Monday and Tuesday, 9 a.m., which is Christmas Eve. They work until noon and Christmas Day off and back in on Boxing Day. So not sure about New Year's yet, but even if you are traveling, get a number and make the appointment for when you get back. So the schedule has changed, and that's a good head start on what we need to know. The other thing is Iraq people have been operating independent of the USD, and now we are into the USTN, a new USN. Some certain sources believe will surface tomorrow, and this is a different source, and we'll see if that happens. Well, if that happens, well, be golden. The USTN, the folding money in your wallet or purse, and has been in banks and RCs. So if you want to take some, no more than say 1,500 of the new money. If you want more, then you'll call the bank. Even Bruce doesn't want a cashless society. What is cool, it appears from a contact, it is looking good for being, our contracts is looking good for being overnight tonight or Friday morning, and then set the appointments. Special bets, spelled MEDBEDS, equals total collapse of ... medical insurance ... life insurance ... disability insurance ... Medicare, Medicaid, organ donation programs, medical supply industry, pharma scams, all hospital clinics, dentist offices, UNIV and college teaching medicine. This stuff should take down 1/2 of the stock market at least. The 2008-2009 ZIM is a bond. You cannot use the currency withdrawal 30-day public announcement protocol to null and void a bond, make it worthless. A bond is a bond, promise something that can't be broken. The ZIM is still live and in the background, so don't believe what you hear as a protocol was used to remove it from circulation that has no effect on its value as a bearer. Bond, just its everyday use. It's a Rothschild central trick to fool the people as they know its true value, and the people as they know it is true value, and tried to kill it with this lie. As Kim Clement, the small stones will slay Goliath. The darkness ahead is deeper and more overwhelming than you could even begin to imagine. I don't want you to feel left out or unprepared. Follow the recommendations and stay ready. Come back to that in a minute. I think there was one more thing I wanted to read, and then I'll go into Judy. I already read that. Breaking 18 states are backing Louisiana statewide law mandating public schools to prominently display the 10 Commandments in every classroom in a large, easily readable font. This is from Wolverine. Please get ready. We're about to go at warp speed. This is real time and no rumor or hopium. It's been very hard on me to do this for all of you, as I have had sleepless nights trying to get information for all of you. All platforms need to close off by tomorrow or latest Saturday so they can start releasing those funds. We are now in the cusp of this, so I want everyone to remain close to God and give him thanks for everything that is coming. That opera will come out tomorrow by the grace of God. Thank you for all the support you have given me, and above all, I like to thank my wife, who has been a tremendous support to me, as she has always said to me that I should never give up, and she knew this was for a rescue of humanity. I also like to thank God above all else for giving me the strength to continue on this never give up. I will receive a call tomorrow, but I don't know what time, so I can release the opera. Get ready, everyone. Your friend Wolverine. God will command his angels to protect you wherever you go. Now, what I just read about Wolverine, and I like Wolvie, but I have to admit, guys, and I'm not making fun of him there when I say guys, like I do a lot. But what I think is funny is when he talks about how he's just worn out, how he's been doing this for us to keep us as well informed as he could. And I just love this because, see, Wolvie got involved in this 5 years ago. 5 years ago, wouldn't even fill the cavity, the hole in the back of my tooth. 5 years ago, me and Ryan got involved in 2008. And even though we weren't doing shows, we were still getting information and sharing with people. We were trying to reach people. And I'm not trying to expect people to slap me on the back and say, way to go, boys, way to go. But see, you don't do this to get, well, I've been doing this, I'm just wore out. Sleepless nights, How about sleepless weeks? When you go to bed and you just can't close your eyes, and if you do, they're right back open like, oh, what if it happens tonight? Roller coaster rides, we've been on the longest roller coaster ride in the world, but we're still standing. We're still here. So I appreciate, and I love everything Wolfie does for all of us. But don't worry about getting the credit, Wolfie. Don't worry about crying. And I'm not meaning crying in that sort. But, we don't need to hear what you've been through. We've all been through it. We can shut down the internet with all the tears if we all told our tear story. Thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for everything you've did for us. But quit telling us you're going to sing the opera, and damn it, do it. Sorry, I had to finish with that. So, Judy Bidington, December 20th, 2024, 12:01 a.m. by Judy Bidington. It will be sooner than you expect. Dark to light comes from Q. Sleep in peace tonight. God is in control. When the time is right, I, the Lord, will make it happen. Isaiah 60:22. Judy notes, S.N. Worshipping members of Congress tried to pass another out-of-control debt and spending stopgap funding bill that used an already FIAT US dollar, but Elon Musk K blank 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 D, the 1,500-page bill where the Democrats demanded huge raises and provisions so Congress couldn't be investigated. And I think John hit that on the head just a little bit ago. He said something about senior citizens get a 2.5% raise, but Congress thinks they need a 40% raise. Isn't it going to be glorious, guys, when we go to the days when there's only about 10% of the people working that are working now? They have a time limit. You can turn, I think they said you're going to serve 2 terms. You can't get a retirement fund out of it. And what's going to be funny is these people, if they are able to stay around, a lot of them's going to have to go get a real job because they're not going to have the retirement because they're going to take that away. Can you imagine wearing a suit and tie, sitting up in a building, doing nothing all day long and retiring on $150,000, $200,000 a month? Why people like us who worked our bones to, our hands to knuckles and, just blisters on our hands and, bad backs and, just you name it. People got it. And we don't even make $2,000 a month, but they want to give us a 2.5% raise. My goodness gracious. The people that make $1,000 a month on Social Security, $25 a month, $300 a year. I'm really surprised they're not doing in the Social Security the same way. Hey, we'll give you this raise, but you better save some of it because at the end of the year, if you don't pay it back, we're going to take your property and your houses. They have a tendency to do that. Oh, no, that's that FEMA that does that. Then the hat took 24 hours to reduce the 1,500-page bill to just over 100 pages, but still, it didn't pass Congress. And because of it, the government will shut down when their funding expires on the clock strikes 12:01 on Saturday, 21 December 2024. That's tonight at 12:01, correct? So now we have a U.S. INC government shutting down because Congress did not pass a budget for next year. And Congress wouldn't pass a budget because they were afraid the U.S. citizenships were mad at a 1,500-page stopgap funding extension bills that contained certain provisions. Those provisions not only protected Congress people from being held accountable for their actions, but those same Congress people were giving themselves a huge raises at a time when that fiat dollar was being accepted for foreign trade. Americans couldn't afford gas, put food on table, and were losing their jobs and homes, all because of Congress had functioned on a fiat US dollar since 2008 and hadn't functioned on a budget since US INC was formed back in 1918. I mean, you got to be responsible for yourself at some point, don't you, Congress? Wow, that's a lot. In other words, why pass a budget on a fiat dollar that would no longer exist? In 2024 alone, the IRS funneled over 12 trillion into secret accounts that funded artificial food shortages, weather manipulation, population control, and worse. Was not just involved in child S blank X T blank 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 G, but ran the program. What was it Clint Eastwood starred in a show? Hang 'em high. Let them dangle. And let us take videos. Also, the so-called free country, we are in big trouble and we don't even know it thanks to our lame stream media. Maybe we need Project ODIN. Give a little help, a lot of help. A family is desperate need of help. Help save T, a lot of dots, D, Caitlin, and let her go home. Fight to save our Constitution. Sign your own petition to the Supreme Court. Comes from L.O.Y. Brunson. New Starlike Intelligence has uncovered a massive block budget program run by the IRS under codename Operation Dominion Nexus. It's got a lot of things in here about the IRS. I know there's got to be a few more things, but a lot of the stuff that's in here now we've already read or talked about. You know, guys, if you still got Christmas shopping to do, if you're still finishing up, I'm going to give you a little word of advice. If you want to make yourself feel really good and help people feel good, when you see someone in the store and you see they're struggling, go up and talk to them. Yesterday, I was talking to a lady in a store because I was going to tell you a story about my daughter, and I'll finish the show with that. But I was talking to this lady, and she got tears in her eyes. I said, "What's the matter?" She said, "This is the first year my son's not going to be home for Christmas." I said, "What's the matter?" She said, "Well, when he was in the military and he was fighting to protect our country, something happened, and it's gotten so bad we had to put him in a military home for help." And she says, "I really don't know what I'm going to do. My husband's gone. He's my only family. He's my son. He's my baby. And I'm not going to be with him." I said, "You can go see him, can't you?" She said, "Yeah." And I said, "Then do it." She says, "I think I will." She wasn't going to. And I said, "Well," and she told me what was wrong. And I said, "Hey, let me take my phone out a minute." And I took my phone out and I did a search on something called MEDBEDS. And I brought it up. I started showing her pictures and I started showing her videos. And when it said exactly in one of the videos what her son has can be fixed very quickly, very easily, I looked at this lady and she just had tears just rolling down her cheeks. And I said, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make you cry." She said, "These are happiness tears." she says, exactly where did you find that? And I give her the exact location where I found it. I said, I just Googled it, and it like the third article down in the Google search. And she said, thank you. She said, I'm going to go study this. And then I'm going to go visit my son tonight. And I'm going to read this to him. And I'm going to give him the greatest Christmas present I can give him, because I'm going to give him hope. And that's all a lot of people need, guys. They just need hope. But finishing the show on my daughter. And you guys, if you want to stick around for this, you can. My son-in-law, Grandma Bo's grandson, has taken on a new job recently. Makes a lot more money, but he's gone a lot. So my daughter is finding herself having to be mom and dad. She has 3 kids, one of them in dance, one of them in gymnastics, and the other one just in. She's running all the time with them. That's why she gets Papa, Grandpa, whatever they want to call me, to help. But believe me, as a parent growing up and a wife that was constantly gone, I know what it's like to be the mom. I know what it's like to be the dad. And yeah, you get very, very, very close with your kids, but it sucks. You get married for a reason. You have kids for a reason. And I'm not saying anything bad about my son-in-law, because he's a great provider. He's a great dad, and he's a great husband. But when he's gone, it puts a lot of pressure on my daughter. So yesterday I had to go over and babysit the little monkey early. I had to be over there at 7:15 in the morning. I mean, I'm usually in Never Never Land at 7:15 in the morning, but I made it. You should have seen her, my greeting at the door. She's jumping up and down because she knew she got to spend the whole day with Grandpa. My daughter, we talked a little bit, but she had to get the 2 kids and her to school, and they left. Me and the little monkey went in, stretched out on a couch, and started watching cartoons. All of a sudden, I hear the door open, and I start to get up and heard my daughter walking in, and she's crying like crazy. I said, what's the matter? She said, I just hit your car. I said, what? She said, I just hit your car. I said, are you okay? She said, yeah. I said, the kid's okay? Yeah. Your car okay? Yeah. My car okay? Well, I don't know. Well, let's go look. We walked outside and looked, and she's crying. I said, it's a little dent. I already had it there. She said, what? I said, the dent was already there. She knew I was lying, but it made her feel better. So she got to go to school, but she had a long day because she kept thinking about it and thinking about it. I told you my granddaughter came home with a plaque stating that she was student of the month for the whole junior high. So I took her to get her some ice cream, and at the store, my granddaughter looked and said, let's do something special for Mom. Said, what do you want to do? Buy her something. So she bought her a candle. Addison, the little monkey, bought her a Christmas shaky globe that snows. And we got a shaky globe for PATRIOTS5. And Patriots Super Gymnast said, that was really nice. That was really nice. And they took it and they give them. It was really nice. I was going to do something for her anyway. But, I really thought it was just amazing that my granddaughter brought it up. We need to do something special. And it worked because she got in a better mood. She got in a better mood. And that's a good way to end the show, is on a good mood. So, guys, hopefully we'll see each other this weekend because, Wolvie says we're going to get money. Wolvie says things are going to happen. So hope we'll do a special show. And we'll just laugh and joke. And we really won't talk. I'll talk. Nothing about anything special. We'll just chat over here. Me and Ron will join you in the chat. And we'll just have a good time. But if not, we'll see you Monday. Have a great weekend. Finish your shopping. But stay up. Don't let anything get you down. Don't let that little bitty tear let you down. Just stay happy. As the thing says, don't worry, be happy. Talk to you later. God bless. Love yous all. Patriot 5 and Patriot 6.